Hey guys, Happy New Year. It is about to be 2018. Sweet baby Jesus, time is just... Anyway, alright, so this is my December wrap up. And, okay, here's the deal. Most of the books that I read in December were on ebook format. So ignore my hands. I dyed my hair purple and you can't, it's really dark. You can't see it, but I had to get rid of the green. It was driving me crazy. Alright, cool. So most of the books I read for the month of December were in Kindle format because I went on vacation and I really didn't start reading much until then. And I just didn't feel like lugging all my physical books. So I really didn't read anything that was on my December TBR. Raise your hand if you're surprised by that. Nobody? No? I didn't think so. Alright, so December was actually a really good reading month. The majority of the books that I read were 5 stars. I'm super stoked about that. I didn't really read anything that I was just like, WTF, bro. Everything was 4 or 5 all the way across the board. It was fabulous. Alright, so firstly, okay, I didn't finish this one, but I'm still working on Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. It is the second book in the Daughter. That's gonna drive me crazy. It's the second book in the Daughter Smoke and Bone trilogy. I started it, but I'm just not in the mood for the angsty, and I knew this one was gonna be a little darker than the first one, like people warned me. But once I started it, I was just like, I'm not prepared for this. I'm not prepared for this. So I put it down. This one is on pause. Then I finally started and finished this baby. Okay, guys. Okay, so nope, you know what? I'm not gonna tell you about it, but I will say that I gave it 5 stars, and I am doing an entire review video for this one individually on its own. It is sci-fi. It is fudging awesome. This will get its own video. On to the rest of these Kindle books. I'm missing one. How do you lose a book, Lauren? I mean, you got to read them laying around, so actually it's not that hard. Okay, then the last book that I have a physical copy of. I'm so excited about it. I got this a couple of days ago when I got back from vacation. It was waiting for me. It is an arc of the Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I probably butchered that. I'm gonna work on that. Anyway, this was sent to me by the fabulous and awesome, beautifully bookish Bethany. I will link her channel down below. She read it and she was super stoked and loved it. And she was like, I need you to read this. And she sent it to me, and I fucking love her for it because this book, oh my god, this book, I'm not finished with it yet. So it's not technically the end of December yet, but I'm filming this video so I can, you know, stuff. It's so good. It's so good. So this one will, of course, get its own video as well, but just, oh my god, Bethany, I love you. I love you so much. This book. Like, we both read, I think we both had an early copy of Beasts Made of Night by, ooh, he had a hard name. This book. And it was, I believe, a Nigerian author, and it was supposed to be just phenomenal. It looked phenomenal. The magic system looked phenomenal. Like, everything looked wonderful. And it just totally fell flat for me, and it was just a lot of things that I couldn't get by, and I really didn't like it all that much. So this basically is everything I wanted from Beasts Made of Night times like 100. Just sweet baby Jesus. But just hold on to your pants, guys. This one will get its own video because it needs its own video. Okay. Look at that cover. Look at it. Look at it. I'm buying this. It comes out in March. I'm buying it. Now, the rest of the books that I read in the month of December were in Kindle format, and starting off with the entire Waken series by Elise Kova. These were recommended to me by Courtney over at Curious Courtney. I will link her channel down below. She's awesome, and basically everything thus far since that she's told me to read, I ended up like binging immediately and loving. She's my spirit animal. Like, she's my bookish spirit animal, and I love her. Also, like, Katie found her channel and she's like, guys, to me and Leanna, she's like, I need you to go watch this channel. So we all went, and then we just kind of descended upon her like a pack of rabid wolves, and we were like, you're ours now. It really didn't give her a chance to say yay or nay. We just sort of kidnapped her into the crazy. But go watch her channel. She just started not that long ago, and she's freaking awesome, and she has fabulous taste in books. Okay, anyway, she loves Elise Kova, and I forget how this conversation came about, but she was just like, then you would like Awakens, just trust me, go read it, because the main love interest, he's a dick, but in a good way, and it's awesome, just go read it. So it's like, alright, cool, and I went and read it, and then I binged all 5 books in like 3.5 days. So Awakens being the first one, I think actually the first 3 were 5 stars, and then the last 2 were 4 stars. I am debating on whether or not I think I might give these their own video as well, this whole series. So, because I have a cool thing I want to do going forward with book reviews. So, all the ones that I want to do that have like a cool premise, I can tie them into the cool thing that I want to do. And I'll talk about that in the next video. But, Awakens is by Elise Kova, who is writing, as of right now, the Alchemists of Loom trilogy / saga. I don't know if it's going past 3. I think the 3rd one just went out. But, Awakens, it is a 5-book saga, okay? It starts off with the first book, literally titled Awakens, and the main character, Violet, is a library apprentice who lives in this palace. Now, she lives in this palace in this land that's divided up into like north, south, east, west. And the king of this particular land, I can't remember if it's the south, what the hell ever she lives, is against magic. He don't like it. And he's also just a tyrant, and he's a big asshole, and he's basically trying to take over like the whole area, cold, north, south, east, and west, before his eldest, the heir apparent, takes over. And he has 2 sons, 2 princes, 1 light and dark, and there's like a dichotomy play of like that going on. And the dark one is the one with magic. He lives in the Tower of Sorcerers, and everybody kind of steers clear of. They're wary of sorcerers. People treat the magicians and sorcerers like crap, like they're other, less than human, even though they use them basically to fuel and fight their wars on the front line and make the way easier for the rest of them. Now, I don't want to get too much further into it than that, because I will start rambling and it will turn into a review, but it's very good, and Elise Kova has a way of just the cliffhangers, God. Okay, so this series will get its own video as well, because like I said, there are some cool things that I want to do with book reviews going forward. So books that I really like, I don't want to get too much into them in the wrap-ups, because it takes away from the other thing. But anyway, so the series is Awakens, Fire Falling, Earth's End, Water's Wrath, and Crystal Crowned. Now, Water's Wrath and Crystal Crown were 4 stars a piece for me, because after like 3 books, just like quick, and the cliffhangers just about killed me, and they were 5 stars, and they were fabulous and wonderful, and I loved them. The 4th and 5th were just as good, but well, the 4th and 5th were good, but by the 5th one, it just tapered off just a little bit, and I was just like, meh. I wasn't as excited about it as I was for the rest of them, and I didn't binge it all the way through, like stay awake, don't get any sleep reading it like I did books 1 through 4. So, whew, alright, next thing that I read was also recommended, these are not in order, I don't think, also recommended to me by Courtney, Master of Crows by Grace Draven. Now, Grace Draven is an indie author, and her books, you kind of have to like, they're print to order, or however you say that, some of them you can get easily in paperback, some of them you have to wait until they have a certain number of orders. It just depends on which book and where, like what storefront you're buying it from. Now that being said, okay, so Master of Crows. Master of Crows. We have 2 main characters, Martise and Sahara. Martise is a slave owned by one of the priests of the Conclave, who's like this ruling body of like magic wielding people. Anyway, so Martise is a slave who's owned by one of the priests, and the priest who owns her, he has basically her spirit stone. It's, I guess, how they bond you into slavery, and it's literally a piece of your soul, and the person who owns you keeps it in a piece of jewelry, and he has it, and he's offering to give it back to her and free her if she completes a mission, so to speak, for him. The mission is she has to go to the Master of Crows and spy on him and just find out what evil thing that he surely must be doing So we have free reign to kill him, prosecute him and kill him, basically. Master of Crows, who is Sahara, is this big, like, scary, just boogeyman type figure in her mind, basically. He's very powerful as a magician. He's kind of creepy. He's scary. He lives in the castle by himself with a servant through these, like, creepy woods that's bespelled, so nobody wants to go through them. The horses don't even want to walk through the woods, and she's basically terrified, but she will do it so she can earn her freedom. Now, Sahara, for his part, is not doing what the Conclave thinks he's doing. So there is an evil god who lives as a star in the sky above Sahara's castle, and is basically trying to get Sahara to wreak havoc for him, or to basically be the vessel to allow him to come down to the planet and wreak havoc. And that's a battle that's ongoing. The Conclave thinks that Sahara is courting this god to do these things. Meanwhile, Sahara is really actually trying to fight this fucker off. So he's trying to do this without making it blatantly obvious specifically how he's doing that. But now he has a spy in the house and he has to tread carefully. It's an amazing story. They fall in love because it is a fantasy romance, which, yay, high five, I love those. And you just have to read it, because Sahara is a snarky fucker, and Martise is, she's also got a little jazzy attitude, but she really tries to downplay it because she's supposed to be a servant, and she doesn't do the servant thing very well. And I like the story because it doesn't have characters where every 5 minutes it's like, he was handsome and she was beautiful and blah blah blah. She says a lot how she's plain looking, and he's just like, yeah, she's plain looking and blah blah blah, and I'm a dick, but they fall in love anyway. And it's a really good story, and just, that was probably a shitty synopsis, but just trust me and go read it. I gave it 5 stars. And then lastly, we have Justice Calling by Annie Bellet. Now this is a paranormal romance / urban fantasy. The main character is Jade Crow, who is a Native American. Is she a mage too? I read a lot of books about mages and sorcerers this month. Anyway, so she's a sorcerer. Now, Jade is also a gamer. She runs a comic book shop, like the series is called the 20-sided sorceress, like the little, you know, the die. Anyway, so that's even her like power vessel thing. It's a little like 6-sided or 8-sided like gaming die that she wears around her neck. So she's an uber geek. She runs a comic book shop. She has like tabletop RPG game nights, all this shit. Like, real talk. She's super dorky, and I love it. Jade is a powerful sorcerer. Everybody thinks she's a hedge witch, which they're different, but she's actually a sorcerer, which everybody kind of fears, because sorcerers can take your powers by chomping on your heart. Yep, ripping out your heart and eating it. Jade is basically living in hiding from an ex-boyfriend who is the reason that sorcerers have this stigma. He had a habit for finding people and basically training them so their magic got stronger, and then ripping their heart out and eating them so that he gained their powers or knowledge and abilities. It's basically like the witch from Hansel and Gretel. He's fattening you up magically so you can get your shit. Now, Jade's fine. She's peaceful. She's living in this town, all well and good. She's hiding in this town because there are a bunch of ley lines. There's like fae, there's witches, there's a bunch of shifters. There's all kind of like places where even if she works tiny spells, she can't really be traced. Then one day when she's setting up for like a tabletop RPG game, I don't know what they're playing. I think it was Magic. They're getting her to play Magic or whatever the hell. In comes this Justice. It's Alec. I think Alec or Alex. Ah, shit, I already forgot. But he's like this hot Russian tiger shifter who's basically a justice. I mean, he basically is a peacekeeper, so to speak, that is governed by this ruling body of 9 that oversees shifter law. And they have visions, and they send him visions about a crime that is going to happen or has already happened. They direct him, and then he goes and is judge, jury, and executioner. He shows up in Jade's shop and is like, "You're a shifter murderer." And she's like, "The fuck you talking about?" He's like, No, I saw it. I saw it. So, it's a murder mystery. It's short. It's a novella. It's a murder mystery. It's really cute. I liked, like, the nerdy aspects of it because gamer, hello. And it's just, like, there are urban fantasies that are, like, really serious and really fucking awesome. Like, Patricia Briggs series, and the Kate Daniels series by Ilona Andrews. This one is like that, but it manages to work in the gaming aspect without making it one of the kitschy, like, The Vampire Who Bit Me paranormal romance, like, corny ones. So it's really awesome. I loved it. It's really short. If you get just the single one, it is free on Kindle, I think, and then the second book is 99 cents, and then after that they're like $3.99 a piece in Kindle format. I read it in like an hour and a half. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. If you like paranormal romances and urban fantasies, there's that. Now, like, the romance is not super smacky in the face. There's like a little bit of romance, like little. So check that out. And I think that is the last book that I completed, because currently I'm working on Children of Blood and Bone. So yes, that is my wrap up for the month of December. Oh, Justice Calling was yeah, that is my wrap up for the month of December. It wasn't bad. I think it was like 10 or 11 books or something like that. I didn't read any of the ones that are actually on my TBR, but Lauren doesn't do that anyway. So, things we have to look forward to. I will be doing a video talking about the formatting I want to use for my book reviews and fun stuff I want to do upcoming on my channel. I usually don't like to do New Year's resolutions and stuff, but I was changing my channel anyway, and I just happened to be December, so I was like, well, whatever. That will also include the new way that I am doing not only my book reviews, but my TBRs. I will be reformatting those as well to make them more widespread and encompass more genres, and not have such like specific rigid, read this book, and this book, and then I don't feel like reading them, and then it's like, why did I do a TBR? So I'm trying a more fun way to do those, and a more awesome way to do book reviews, and I can't wait. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.